You know, we signed 9 guys, you know, for the 2011 class. We're really excited about the class that we signed. We feel like it's a very talented class. It's a good mix of high school players and junior college players, which we've always tried to do. We feel like we signed some kids that can come in and have an immediate impact, and also some kids that will provide some depth on what we feel like will be a good team in 2012. But we feel like we've you know, filled some of the holes that we're going to lose or could potentially lose to the draft or to graduation with this class. You know, starting, we always try to recruit our state first, and we signed some really good players out of the state of South Carolina. Taylor Alvarez would be one, very good student athlete, right-handed pitcher. You know, has a chance to be a starter for us, even as a freshman possibly. We like what we see out of Taylor. But GUNNAR Heights, a shortstop from St. James High School. St. James is a very talented high school program. I think they had the most signees of any high school in the state of South Carolina this year, with 7 kids going on to play college baseball. But GUNNAR's their shortstop. GUNNAR's a very talented middle infielder, has good hands, has a pretty good arm, can run a little bit, just a really good athlete, hard-nosed baseball player. We feel like he's going to be, you know, a guy that can provide some depth and maybe even play early in his career, just depending on how well he develops. But he's a very talented player. Tyler Jackson is a young man we signed out of Spartanburg Methodist Junior College. We've had a pretty good pipeline, you know, of getting players from Spartanburg Methodist. Spartanburg Methodist is one of the most, you know, one of the elite junior college programs in the whole country. Tyler is a left-handed hitting first baseman, third baseman. Comes from Robert E. Lee High School out of Bishopville, South Carolina. I think Tyler hit 370, 380 as a freshman at SMC. He's probably going to be their number 3 hitter in their lineup. So talking about a top 10 junior college program in the country, and it's the best hitter on their team, we feel like we signed a good player. Derek Smith is a little right-handed pitcher that we signed out of USC Lancaster. Derek had an incredible summer this past summer in the Coastal Plains League. Pitched for the Columbia Blowfish. He's just you know, he's a power righty out of the bullpen is what he is. He's going to go 91, 92, and there's going to be days where he may even hit, you know, some 93s and some 94s. So he's a very competitive, you know, competitive kid with a good arm. Pitches for Steve Williams at USC Lancaster. Steve Williams, one of the best pitching coaches out there. Very renowned pitching coach. Bradley Goodson. Shortstop out of Central Florida Community College. You know, Matt Heath, our you know, assistant coach, was a scout with the Astros. Out of all the players that he scouted last year in Florida, he thought Bradley Goodson was the best shortstop. So we feel like we signed the best shortstop of all the junior college players in the state of Florida. We feel like we got the best one as far as being able to step in and play that position. He's very, very good. Very, you know, good defender. He's from Jacksonville, Florida originally, has ties to South Carolina, has some family from South Carolina, so it's a good fit for us, and we feel like it's, you know, a good fit for him as well. Brandon Landry is another in-state kid from Spartanburg, South Carolina, plays for Tom Myers, who was a former College of Charleston assistant coach. Brandon is, you know, one of the top 5 arms in the state of South Carolina. I've seen him as good as 92 miles an hour. But he's going to pitch in the upper 80s to low 90s. You know, he's a physical right-handed pitcher, has a chance to be a very good one. Could, you know, command some draft attention in the spring. That Ryan Crowley is a lefty, left-handed pitcher we signed out of Northwest Florida State Junior College. Ryan Crowley was drafted by the White Sox out of high school. He's from Chicago, Illinois. Plays for Doug Martin down there at Northwest Florida State. Very successful junior college program, good program out of the Panhandle of Florida. We've always signed good players out of the Panhandle. It's one of the best junior college conferences in the country, and Ryan, we feel like, is one of the top prospects in that conference. So we expect Ryan to be able to step in. You know, we expect to lose 2 weekend starters off of this year's team, and we expect Ryan to fill one of those spots, which is why we signed him. We signed a catcher out of the same junior college, Ryan WELKE-C. WELKE-C's from Tallahassee, Florida. Big physical catcher. 6'4", 230-pound catcher. Can catch and throw. Has some power. Very intelligent. Was a very, very good student out of high school. And we feel like Ryan, with the potential of losing a Rob Crowell, we need another catcher to come into the program who has the kind of baseball IQ that you need to be a frontline catcher, and we feel like WELKE can be that guy. Morgan Phillips. Morgan Phillips, and it's good that I'm ending with Morgan Phillips because he was the last kid that we signed for the 2011 class. He wrapped up our recruiting class. Morgan hails from the Bronx, extremely good athlete. Plays shortstop in summer ball, shortstop and some third base. Was at the East Coast Professional Showcase, which is an invite-only showcase for players by scouts in their area. Morgan has a chance to be drafted. Morgan was recruited by several big schools, and we were able to land him. But Morgan has the potential to play center field, shortstop, possibly third base. He's just a really good athlete, has some power, good runner. We feel like with Cole Rakar being a senior this year, that we need somebody can fill that void. Morgan has a chance to fill that void in center field, and also could possibly play in the infield as well with Jamie Holler being a senior. So he's very athletic, he has power, he has good hands, he has good speed. Morgan's a kid that I think in 3 years of college here could be a pretty high draft pick. So we're excited about the class. We got to get them all here. You know, we're going to have to fight the draft with a few guys. But, you know, if they all show up, then it should be a very good class for us.